But without further ado, let's make some noise for your feature tonight, all the way from Houston, Texas, Red Lion! No way, I gotta kick you off. My bad. I ain't hosting in a while, so I'm not doing my job correctly. We got live painter, right? Y'all seen that? We did that, right? All right, I'm just old. I'm gonna bring up back Red Line. I'm gonna mind my business. Y'all have a good night.
They say that when I shatter the glass ceiling above me, the whole world will be my enemy. So if my life is to be a song of infamy, I pray that when they cut me open, my rebellion bleed a symphony, simply to say, that's the price you pay to be great. You versus everybody. So I ain't got no problem with you treating this like it's a hobby. But if you think you finna seize the throne without bleeding first over my dead body, and I ain't here to catch a body, but in my field, I feel like I can body anybody. I'm not cocky, but I know the 10,000 plus I put in, a couple thousand pins. I bled for the ink, scarred skin. I'm hard in, no James. Step back or attack the rim, first or last out the gym. You on 10, dropping dimes, fine. I drop gems, some food for thought on top of the bar. See, everybody want to be a GOAT till they realize how hungry the lions are. Me, I don't care to be a star. I just want to transform the art form while most just want to platform to stunt on the Instagrams and TikToks, but we grew up watching real gangsters sling grams and rocks on the block with a Glock on the hems and hands, and now they out here on the reels quoting Pac saying, oh, I ain't a killer, yeah, you a con man, just wondering if you can pull the trigger while I know I can, and at this level anything less than live is casualty, killing mics casually, so naturally we embody the page. Every step on stage is war waged. When I say outwork everybody, I ain't just talking about me, I'm daring everybody. They say they sick of the nonsense, I be the antibody acquainted with the illest, born to break the illness of mediocrity in me. I'm a hard pill to swallow, hard act to follow, high caliber logic, tips more slug shot than hollow, piercing the armor. You gotta come stronger than I, cause we spraying and still got the hits coming in bunches. So if you thought I was Tyson on the mic before, just wait till I stop pulling punches. Lights go up and we all find out, are you 10 toes down or down for the 10 count when the subs unplug and the track runs out? Either you got the gift of gab or you good at running your mouth. We inhale doubt, exhale stars, chew up the mic and spit out the bars. Ain't this what the people came here for? Or you got bangers, but can they break down walls? Cause they'll twerk all night till life knocks on the door and smoke so much that the blunt burns up. Then what? Roll up another J, numb your life away, but that can't be me. Too much at stake. Daily we break to rebuild. I do this to be great. You do this to chill. You write a hook to bait. I write a hook to heal, because there's too many dreams in the grave and too many bodies on their way. I gave up the right to be plain, and I sound insane for the sake of flatlining hearts and dead brains. I want influence, not fame. Use the beat as a pulse. Put a ghost back in those bones. Make them dance, make them stand, so when they see how the 10,000 fell at their right hand, they'll jump around in the name of life, not for the gram. Two-stepping because they got a second chance. Hope is always the plan, and this pen the course. God is my guide. I watch pride shrivel up and die, and out of the dirt humility rise. I can't co-sign the nonsense of false prophets. We say art is life, so the people know there's another option, because propaganda got this world in fractions. This deeper than the social media caption or a viral video reaction. That's why I'm one part excellent, one part passion, cold, pressing the precious stone, because you can't conquer this art with talent alone. Nah, you gotta have some grit. So I ain't gotta be the best in the room, but if the shoe fits, who coming for me? Who gonna outwork me? Send me everybody. So, VIP, it's good to see y'all. Is everybody okay? All right. So I will make you a promise. My promise is that I will do the absolute best that I can. But I am not perfect. And I can never promise you perfection, but I will give you every single thing that I have on the inside of me. And that is my promise to you, because, you know, I'm not a perfectionist. I just have a problem with being anything less than great. When I accepted the responsibility of this calling, I gave up the right to be mediocre. So pardon my execution. I know walking in excellence may come off as insolent, but when you heaven sent, anything less than your best is disrespect to the maker, and I will not make mockery of how he molded me. So I assure you, when I show up, it's never show and tell. This show improved, little to gain and much to lose. I don't have a cruise control, and my brakes went out a long time ago. So full speed, all I know, road full of dust and rocks, mud and rain. But my passion is all terrain. Looking back, I became everything required. Some days I'm lightning and water, other days oil and fire. I wouldn't consider myself a disruptor. I'm more of a force of nature. I don't interrupt patterns. I shift landscapes, an earthquake of sorts. So I'm sorry. I know that this platform comes with a lot of power and responsibility, and when I'm not hiding behind humility, I tend to tower toppling terrorists, trading tears for talents. I can balance bricks and bullets with both hands, build something or kill something, blessing or curse, life or death. I can't waste breath on nonsense. My conscience too clear. My auntie used to tell me, son, if you must do it, then do the best you can. So pardon my execution. I was taught to be exceptional, taught to be twice as good, to get half as much. So if it seems like I'm a bit too much, really, I'm just taking the rest of my cut, my cloth, Teflon, heart, headstrong. Everybody want their money long, but you keep feeding your purpose breadcrumbs. You want to fly high as the sun, but you keep pecking at the ground, keeping them hens around. Birds of feather, you got to break away from the flock to get yourself together, so tethered to the mundane. Brain can't process what's next, but as for me, my best is apex. Evolution at its peak can't digress, and everything at the bottom of the food chain, I digest. The rest is fecal, so you can flush that. And if it's a waste of time, don't touch that. If it eats with swine, don't touch that. Bottom feeder on the deep end, don't touch that. You supposed to rise. And now I'm looking at some of my peers like, didn't you say you wanted to be the pinnacle? Surely that was just part of you. That was a particle. Where's the rest of it? No, not the product, the person. Where's you? Where's your heart? Don't give me fractions. You say you want to be the hungriest beast, but your math ain't math, and what? You done? You not hungry no more? No room for seconds or thirds? Pardon my execution. I was taught to eat every scrap I earned. Tomorrow ain't promised, so I can't leave no potential on the bone. Tomorrow don't belong to me, so I'm putting the day on notice. And don't be surprised when the pieces start falling in place and they start calling me a nutcase for losing sleep for the sake of preparation. They don't understand that there's a correlation between the grace and insanity. I guess that's why they look at me crazy when I ask for more commas on my check. Lou, they say my price too high. Well, you know what I say? I'm overqualified. So Philly, I've never been to your city before. It's a really dope city. So it's a couple things, right, about y'all. So listen, no, listen, let me hear me out. So I get off the plane, and first of all, y'all couldn't have like waited till like next week to be like 99 degrees, bro. Bro, listen, no, because listen, like in Houston, the low is like 101. You know what I'm saying? So I get off the plane, I'm like, am I back home? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I heard that this isn't normal for y'all, so I'm just like, what's going on, Philly? So I get off, right? And then it's a lady, she getting off the plane too, and then somebody like, step on her foot, and then she started cussing at her. I'm like, oh man, it's about to go down, you know what I'm saying? And then they cuss for about, 10 minutes or so, and then, they just break off. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm in Philly, I guess. All right. So I'm just like, man, there's so many like really cool things. I was talking to a good friend of mine. Some of y'all might know her. Her name is Kara J. And she's also going to be your feature in Brooklyn in August. And I was talking to Kiara, and I was like, Kiara, I don't really know the Philly crowd. What are they like? And Kiara, and all of her New Yorkness, you know what I'm saying? If you're from New York, don't beat me up after. She was like, hey, man, I love Philly because they gritty like me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, they gritty. Okay, all right. So I can be fully who I am, right? Okay, awesome. That's a good thing to know, because I feel like, so down south, it's very uncommon for us to engage in verbal arguments without follow-up. So if you're going to talk about it, you got to be about it. You feel me? So somebody gossiped about me the other day. And I thought it was funny because if y'all know me, like, ain't really too much you can say. I like tacos, coffee, and occasionally ripping the heads off my enemies. So if you know me, You know, I'm always looking for an excuse to sink my fangs into someone. All I need is a reason. And secretly, I'm a madman. And madness, as we all know, is a lot like gravity. All it takes is a little push. So now I'm curious. So please, tell me more about me. I'm curious to know. I'm sure since you had so much to say before, surely there's more. So go on, enlighten me. After all, you say there's no light in me. Apparently, I'm a villain in need of reform. So go on. Show me what righteousness looks like. So hell-bent or convincing everyone I'm a demon. Go on. Exercise me out. Work out that faith. And now we quiet and ain't got nothing to say. See, everybody want to play God until they stand across from a grave. I guess they left their spine at home. You think you got a bone to pick? I got several to pick my teeth. Yesterday, I let you eat, but today you meat, so fine. Call me an animal, call me a beast, call me any manner of monster you deem. I could be the Griffith's wing, the Phoenix fire, the big bad wolf blowing down your log cabin. I can rah-rah like a dungeon dragon. So what's the scenario? Because we was all Cheerio to someone pissed in the cereal. Now I got to be killer cereal. Now I got to be assassin cerebral. And when it comes to this pedigree, I'll be a pure breed. They say that you can either die as the hero or you can live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I guess to you, I will be a fever dream living in the back of your mind, sitting pretty, rent-free, a dirty deed that won't leave, and I'll never fade away. I'll never fade away. I'll never fade away. You want to be like Mike? I'll be a piston in the paint, every foul, flagrant, but the fragrance of chaos, it's heavy in my nostrils. I relish in blood and brutality, a mortal who thirsts for combat. All I see is fatality, and I'm tired of taming myself for the sake of safety. Now we triggers free. Now I get to stretch out some of this ill intent because I can be a bit sick in the mind. I admit a tad bit twisted. See, everyone wants the Christian to pick peace, but when you pull me apart, I got to put back the piece. And sometimes I misplace position and forget to put back the piece. And my prowess for pain steps to drop scene. My proficiency with a pen operates in the league and pisses and flames and fire rise to the third degree. Now I'm burned through the epidermis, cutting like surgery. The pride in me ain't misplaced. I am a problem. And ain't nobody been magician enough to solve me or a magician enough to dissolve me. This is deeper than alchemy, still not as complex. This ain't a flex, it's simple math. You against a beast equals me at a feast, and I don't snack lightly. Never been one for hors d'oeuvres. I am the eater of worlds, so I know the difference between tearing someone apart and humbling them. I tend to lean towards the latter. It's more merciful that way, because the day I decide to rip you apart, you won't get back up again. And yet still, I believe it's more powerful to show restraint, so you just gonna have to forgive me, because I ain't that strong today. All right. Well, now that I'm nice and warmed and everything, yeah, no, that was candy. Man, so I talk about this often. I could give you bars. It's fun and it's challenging and I enjoy doing it. But I always teach poets not to be mic thirsty. That means that it's okay for you to come into an event and sit down and support. And it's okay for you to sit there and say absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's okay for you to come and help set up like Lou was alluding to earlier, because like at the end of the day, before you are a poet, you're a person. Right? And we're all people here and we all have like different things. And when I got to Philly, I was like, well, what do we have in common here? I'm trying to like think about different things that, you know, we might share. Do we have any Eagles fans in the room? Any Eagles fans? All right, we got any Phillies fans in the room? Any Phillies fan? All right. So I know what reaction this is gonna get next. Do we have any Dallas Cowboy fans in the room? Okay. I know this one too. Do we have any Astros fans in the room? Some of y'all didn't want to boo because y'all know I'm from Houston. Okay, I feel like I know one thing that we can all agree on. Okay, I just, you know, hopefully everybody is in agreement, all right? I want y'all to tell me who won, Drake or Kendrick? Who said Drake? Who said Drake? That's all right, man. That's all right. All right. Okay, wait. I got one. Shh. I got one. So anybody here ever like been in like a really, really deep sleep and you have a really, really good dream and you wake up the next morning and you completely forget what the dream was about? Right. So the other night I had this really, really dope dream, and I want to tell people about it, but I can't remember what the dream was about. But I remember that it was a dope dream. And I hate when that happens because for a moment, the dream, it made me really happy. For a moment, I was really joyful, and now I can't even remember how to get back to that place again. And ain't that just like a human? To have something good right in front of us, only to lose it all in a single moment. Ain't that just like a human? To take our moments for granted. We treat moments like seasons. We complain about the winter cold until the summer heat makes us beg for it again. We're like flowers in the wind, we tend to blossom in spring because any other time the water either dries up too fast or freezes us in place. So maybe we sustain ourselves on the wrong things. Maybe what we cling to is either inconsistent or temporary. Maybe it's just as fragile as we are. Maybe we look to things that are weak because weakness is familiar to us, and we prefer to be comfortable in our anger or our depression because at this point it's the routine that we're used to. Maybe we've given up on joy because it's just too hard. We're afraid we're going to lose it again, so we don't try anymore. We're afraid that, it just won't work out. Just like that relationship we lost last week. Just like that business idea that fell through the cracks. Just like that dream job that we've always wanted, but we're told that we're too unqualified for it. Life has a way of snatching things away from us that make us feel full. We live with our glasses half empty because life tips us over and makes us pour out everything that we have. But for life to try to kill us is contradictory to what life is. So maybe there's something I missed between the blood, sweat, and my fistful of tears. Did we forget the rule of the righteous, or did we remember to stand up after the seven falls? So maybe life isn't trying to empty the pot, but stir it up. And maybe I'm not stirred up enough. Maybe being too stagnant or comfortable is how dreams die. If time waits for no man, then what happens when time leaves us behind? So maybe life wants me to fight harder for what's mine. For good days are not easy to come by. So why do we give up on them so easily? Are they not worth fighting for? What is joy if not a trophy? What is joy if not a medal, a badge of honor, a diploma with the words, I'm still here, a tattoo that says not dead yet, and yet still we fight and claw and war, and these dreams look hazy through the nightmares, but dream on and show the nightmares who you are. Remember what Churchill said, that the finest hour is found once you seize the moment for which you were born. Now we must contest for our moment. Now it's deeper than just contesting. Now it might get a little bloody. Now it looks like I'm fighting for my right to be born again, like I'm fighting for my birthright, because if the dream was worth it before the heartbreak, then it hasn't lost value. If the fruit didn't grow the first time you planted the seed, then find some new ground. And baby, if they walked out of your life, then you're the joy that they're missing out on, not the other way around. Learn to move on. Learn to move on, for this too shall pass. You might be hurt, sick, or broke now, but there's a moment of transformation worth fighting for. Today, I was only strong enough to survive, but tomorrow, I'll be strong enough to conquer. Last night, I had a dream, and it was a good dream, but this time, I contested for it. This time, I wrestled with it. This time, I would not let go. I won't let this moment pass me by again. Last night, I had a dream. Last night, I was the dream, and I remembered who I was. Am I sweating that profusely? Is that just okay? Let me just stay so polite. Okay, couple more, because some of y'all got work in the morning. Amen. Yeah, dude. So one of my favorite things to talk about is not only dreams and identity. But I feel like a lot of time we lose track of our identity because we don't understand purpose, and we don't understand our purpose specifically, right? And we treat purpose like it is that 9 to 5 that we be working, that we know we don't really need to be at. It looks like working a career that you're really depressed in, but you know what I'm saying? Because you need to pay your bills, you keep working it, and that's not necessarily what purpose is. There was a speaker, and her name was Jade Simmons. And Jade said something really profound. She said that purpose is not the thing that you do. Your purpose is the thing that happens inside of other people when you do what you do. Gladly. So Jade Simmons said, so she says that purpose is not the thing that you do. Your purpose is the thing that happens inside of other people when you do what you do. And I remember shattering my hands once, trying to wrestle with a purpose that demanded all of me, but still, it belonged to me. So I had to prepare myself for the cost. Scripture says that your gifts will make room for you and put you before great men. My prayer is that I would become a great man that can make room for other people. First, I must become great. But nothing as simple as a sculpture, a statue. See, I want to stand stellar in my stature, be stoic when the storms get scary, and if necessary, a symbol. But how does one become monumental? When the mountains in front of you create moments to make you motionless. In other words, opposition is imminent no matter how intimate with destiny you think you are. See, your adversary's intention is not merely to become a thorn in your side. Nah, they want to make sure them dreams die. Make dry that well of greatness and they'll be patient. Wait till all the reservoirs been drawn, then dawn a drought. Like let's see how long you gonna last when ain't no water in your glass. When all you have are tears, fears, and a bucket full of dust and failures. When your plans of flooding the world with hope go from bursting at the seams to rusted pipe dreams, and you gotta decide if you still believe that one day the rain gonna come. If you gonna keep hanging on, even when the world tries to hang you. Say that there ain't no place for someone like you here. Say that those are really beautiful dreams you have. It'd be a shame if nobody cared about them. Say, are you even qualified for that vision? Like, who gave you permission to believe that you could change anything? Do you think yourself a divine being, a grand thing? You got God dreams, but no one knows your name. Less than 1,000 followers on the gram, no blue check, no fame. And you claim to be great just because your heart's in the right place? Because of all the love you've shown? And see, now all these doubters want to know is, what do you hope to gain from love alone? But see, that's a problem with the world, always shooting from the hip. They aiming down the sights all wrong. They see you as bullseye, so they make tactics for targets. They expert marksmen, but miss the mark of where your heart is. See, to them, you're a consumer. But to me, you're a human. To them, you're a number. But to me, you're a soul. So what's the price? And what do I got to do to create something beautiful for you? Because if given the opportunity, I believe you do the same thing too. I know that this world will see you for what you are, and they'll judge you for what you're not, and they'll try to stop you from growing into what you can become. And the question is, why are you afraid of becoming something great? The right to greatness is not something you happen to stumble upon. The right to be great is simply something you were born with. So what if I told you that greatness has always been your birthright? What if I told you that you were always meant to succeed, but at every level success comes with a fee? And I ain't talking the price of higher education or degrees. Nah, it's going to cost you some blood and teeth. When Adesanya said, you can't beat me, I'm prepared to die. I prepared my heart for that price, because anyone who's ever been great knows that it comes with a sacrifice, and I must succeed, not for the sake of me, but for the sake of the seeds I planted in kings and queens who question their beings, who broke their hands, holding on to dreams bigger than themselves. So don't quit. Don't bury the tools God trusted you with. So what if 1 million people never scream your name? The blood you shed for the sake of a soul is never in vain. You're worth more than a couple clicks and hearts. Your purpose can be the key to unlocking the chains holding someone's heart, because doubt can make a prison out of passion. Tamed, a flame can either destroy or refine. But even if the dimes don't shine like you want them to, it doesn't change your value. See, there's a sea of broken hearts waiting by the shore. And unless they know how to soar or surf, they'll never find a way to navigate the waves. And I have no wings, which means I got to learn how to swim. Broken hands or not, I don't want to be great for the sake of me. The goal isn't to be impressive. It's to make an impression, to imprint something on your heart, something that gives you hope. Because if I can teach you hope, then you can show the world why they were wrong. That greatness is not about status or TV screens. It's clearing the static until those pipe dreams turn reality. Can you see the picture clearly now? So you guys have been outstanding and extraordinary. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this last piece because somebody asked me to do it. And this is going to be the last piece of the evening. If you guys would like to follow me, you can follow me at Red Lion Poetry. That's red, the color, lion, the animal, poetry, the art. I don't have any merch for sale, but I do have 2 singles that you can listen to on Spotify. I like all the music platforms. You just look up Red Lion Poetry. One of the singles I actually performed tonight was the very first poem. It's called Audacious. The other one is a love poem. It's called The Art of Falling. And yeah, man, I'm gonna wrap up here. They called me here. Because they said they needed some blood on the mic, a sacrifice, if you will. So I cut a deal with a pen and a blade, made a trade, my blood for that ink, because I don't think too many people willing to bleed for this thing. To be cut open for their craft you love, for God so loved the world he crafted that he gave his only begotten son. And if I'm God's child, then it's only natural for me to take a lash or two. My latitude might be more south to you, but it's cool because where we from, we used to swanging and banging from the bottom. You want some bars and heart? I got them. Passion, art, I got them. They told me, yo, don't be too flashy. Just give them something to score. I say, nah, you toss me the alley, I'm breaking the backboard. You want to run the floor? First you got to run through me. Sorry, I believe that greatness is in everyone you see. But on this particular mic, you just gonna have to outgrade me. Sorry if I don't make it easy. If I'm more claw and fang than roses and violets. If I seem a bit more violent than what you're used to. So again, let me remind you, they called me here because they said they needed some blood on the mic. Translation, someone's got to pay a price. Translation, art comes at a cost. And I ain't talking pennies for your thoughts. I'm talking revelation that changes the heart. And for that to happen, somebody got to be set apart. See, that's where I come in, because the sacrifice must be without spot or blemish. The sacrifice must be the closest thing to a perfect pen. The sacrifice must be a 10. Now, I'm no Christ, but if you need someone nailed to this mic and bound, someone to christen this platform in the holy ground, I'll lay down this crown, turn this stage to an altar, offer myself as a living artist, dope and phenomenal. See, I've been set ablaze so many times that they can't tell the difference between the fire and my shine. They say that the sacrificial poet got to be judged and put his neck on the line, and that's fine. But while I'm here, I'm going to test your spine. See if you aligned or lost, if you more grit or gloss. I ain't here to just set a tone. I'm trying to raise the bar with some bars, tuck myself in a chamber, show you what a shooting star can do, because ain't nobody here to spar with you. Ain't no throwing hands at a gun show. You only guaranteed one shot. Better make sure every time you pull, it's a headshot. No deadlock on the shot clock. You got 3 minutes on the stopwatch, so make every word count. Talk to the metaphor like you've met before, then picture the imagery and create synergy with the simile. Use the hyperbole to color your story. Even if the allegory be a little gory, there is glory after this. And as for the artist after me, don't misunderstand. I want you to kill it. But like I said, I ain't finna make it easy, because them judges gotta squeeze me, I'ma squeeze you. This ain't to scare you, but to prepare you. And what better example than an artist who ain't got nothing to lose? Joke's on you, I like to bleed, so chop me up if you want to. Set this stage on fire. I inhale cinders and exhale embers. The fireplace be my playscape. You can't reign over a grate with numbers. I speak in thunder so lightning knows my name. We both cut through darkness like we one and the same. So how you gonna burn something hotter than flames? You can't claim my life unless I hand it to you. Like I said, they called me here because they said they needed some blood on the mic. And what better martyr than an artist that don't die? I am my father's child, so on the lyrical, these bars be biblical. And on this mic, at this moment, with this poem, I'm unkillable.